So how are you finding INTA? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, this is my. I have been in INTA for several times. I
Oh,
still recall that my first INTA
hmm.
was in 2014. Yeah,
Wow,
that would be
gosh.
a rainy INTA. Quite a
Oh,
lot of rain in
yeah.
Hong Kong.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
and then 2015 go to San Diego, and last year,
Yeah.
and next year
Next year, yeah, they like
will
San
be
Diego.
in San Diego. Yeah,
Yeah. Are you
yeah.
looking forward to it? Is it good when it's in San Diego?
Yes, quite nice.
Yeah.
Quite nice place. It's very convenient in terms of traffic and seeing
Yes.
clients and attending meetings from one place to another.
Yes.
So that is a great city. Yes.
Slightly less rain, maybe.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for talking to me today, Melvin. Um, we're just going to dive straight in and talk about what Rouse is up to and get a little bit of your insight into the latest technology
Yeah.
and how things are going. So, with 2026 updates to China's trademark law, emphasising stricter penalties for bad faith filings, how has your strategy for defensive registrations shifted for international clients?
Yeah, that is a great question because this is one of the questions that we have been discussing with our client.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of client has a defensive filing strategy in place for many years because, as you know, there's quite a lot of bad actors
Mm.
uh, that are rampant in China, targeting many famous brands of many of our clients and brand owners. So I would think that defensive filing will continue to be valuable. Um, the new draft, the 2026 draft, do introduce some mechanism cracking down on bad faith filing, and not only in terms of trademark registration, but also in the use in the marketplace. But personally, I think I do still see the value in continue with that defensive finance strategy, at least in the short term, um, because under the current law, there are some mechanism cracking down on bad faith, and the CNIPA has doing their best to crack down on bad faith. Um, they introduced the absolute ground refusal. They have been examining the cases,
Mm-hmm.
I mean the opposition cases and invalidation cases, uh, taking into consideration bad faith elements.
Mm.
So I think that would be that has been very powerful, and we do see the trend. It is a positive trend that the number of the bad faith filing has been going down a little bit.
Brilliant.
Yeah, in China currently, even under the current law.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is a very encouraging trend. Um, and with the new law hopefully being passed into the draft, I mean the draft,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully passed into law this year,
Mm-hmm.
I think the the mechanism of cracking down on bad faith will be strengthened. Um, but I think the defensive filing continues to be valuable and cost effective because you can file the mark, you file the application there,
Mm-hmm.
and it will continue to be there uh, at least uh, within the 3 years.
Mm.
Because within the 3 years in China, a registration is invulnerable to non-use cancellation. So that means these backfiling or uh, defensive filing will be safe and invulnerable. Um, But with all these new mechanisms introduced, for example, the new draft also introduced the expanded scope of protection
Mm.
of well-known mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, in terms of the unregistered well-known mark. So under the current law, when it comes to a well-known mark, if it is registered, its protection of scope, a
Mm-hmm.
scope of protection can extend to similar goods and services, and dissimilar goods and services. But the well-known mark is unregistered. It can only be protected in similar goods and services. So the new draft try to expand that scope of protection by granting the unregistered well-known trademark to dissimilar goods and services. So if we think about and put the two elements together, that is the expanded scope of protection of a well-known trademark and the bad faith cracking down mechanism.
Yeah.
If we put them together, I would say in the long run, maybe there's fewer need for brand owners to file defensive filing.
Yeah.
That I think is in the future. But I think the most cautious way to see the trend and to in response to the current evolving landscape is that in the short term, I think the defensive filing can still continue to be implemented, and we can wait and see how the new law will be implemented by both the CNIPA and the local courts in China, in order to set out a new strategy in the next 5 or 10 years in China.
Right, fantastic. So potentially very exciting times, really.
Yes.
Long lasting.
Yeah. So 2026 we may luckily to see that the new draft being passed into law.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a member of the INTA Designs Committee, how are you advising brands to navigate the increasingly complex overlap between 3D trademark protection design patents in Chinese courts?
Okay. This is another great question because many brand owners have quite a lot of iconic visual elements that they want them to get protected in China and around the globe. So, as you know, the design patent, in China we call it design a patent, but I know in the European countries it is design. So either way, the design has a very limited period of protection.
Right.
So now in China it is 15 years. Yeah. So, but anyway, this is a quite limited protection period. So after the design expires, many brand owners are facing the situation of how to get the iconic visual elements to be continually protected.
Yeah.
So one of our common recommendation to brand owners is that we can go parallel. So this is not a black and white choice.
Yeah.
We can use both the design and trademark. And hopefully there is another mechanism in China is called the anti-unfair competition law. So in which the trade dress, but we don't call it trade dress in China, but this is something similar in concept. So if we can get the trade dress, which is very well known and can function as a source identifier, we can get that trade dress originally being protected under the design patent. But when the design patent expires, we can put it under the unfair competition context to get it protected as a trade dress. And that I think would be can offer a very long-term protection.
Right.
So I think the strategy is that at the very early stage of a product's life cycle, we can do both ways. File a design patent and also do the 3D trademark. But the 3D trademark has been very challenging in terms of pursuing a registration, because when the trademark, the 3D trademark, the specification or the image is just looks like the product itself, then it cannot pass the functionality test or the distinctiveness test.
Right.
So it is quite challenging, and there's an uphill battle towards pursuing a registration of a 3D mark.
Right.
But it's quite straightforward to have a design patent in hand.
Right.
So at least the first 10 or 15 years, we can get the visual or iconic visual elements or the product shape being protected under the design patent. And during this period, it's long enough to accumulate the evidence of reputation,
Yes.
distinctiveness,
Yeah.
and we have a comprehensive strategy advising client how to collect the evidence. We do the evidence library. So this evidence library is can not only support some trademark cases, but it can also support any future need to pursue a trade dress under the competition law. So that would be a systematic effort around the protection of that visual elements.
Yeah.
So in the long run, because sooner or later the design patent will expire. So in the long run, I think the trade dress will be a very, very valuable approach
Yes.
to consider. Yeah.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Okay. So, as the INTA community is gathered in London this year, what is the most significant cultural gap in IP valuation you can still see between the Western brand owners and current administrative authorities in China?
Okay. This is a very broad question, right? What I see from my day-to-day work with our clients is that when it comes to the brand protection or the trademark portfolio management,
Yeah.
I think the global brand owners primarily focusing their attention on the global brand equity and brand reputation. When it comes to some brand owners who has not yet entered the Chinese market, they of course are very confident about their global brand reputation. But when it comes to any legal matters happen in China, I would say that the Chinese local authority, including CNIPA and some local administrative authority or judicial bodies, just like courts, they prefer to see that the global reputation can be duly translated into local proof. So that means if the brand is very well known globally, and if we need to do some, for example, the registry enforcement in China, as a legal professional, I need to discuss with our client how to translate, how to represent, show your global high reputation, and link that global high reputation to China and to the Chinese market and to the Chinese consumers. Because every legal matters happening in China will be assessed and the case will be decided within the Chinese legal framework, which requires the local evidence, or at least the evidence with a strong connection with local market and local consumers. So one of the interesting part of my work is to serve as such a kind of a bridge between what the global brand owner can offer and what they are required to do in China in order to win the cases or achieve their business goals. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Wow. Well, thank you very much for talking to me today. I hope you have a fantastic INTA. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time to interview, and hope you have wonderful time and enjoy the rest of your INTA.
Thank you very much.